Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we're going to be making this super cute little purse, and when you open it up it's going to have a set of cards, and this whole thing is featured using Cookie Cutter Christmas Bundle. Let's get started making this cute project. So we'll be using items from Candy Cane Lane Christmas Suite in the 2016 holiday catalog by Stampin' Up. We're going to be using the Candy Cane Lane Designer Series paper, the Real Red ribbon, and using the Real Red and Crumb Cake Stampin' Right markers in order to add our fun to our little purse that we'll be making. And again, we'll be using the Cookie Cutter Christmas Bundle. The purse was inspired by my friend Chris Miller. Thanks, Chris, so much. Chris gave this to a group of us for a pillow gift when we got together. And as you can see, she used this for a different occasion. She used it more as an all-occasion thing. And she also used magnetic clasps here to make a little clutch. We're going to be using ribbon to make more of a tote. Take a piece of 12 by 12 double-sided Designer Series paper. Oops, got a little bit of something on that one. And what we want to do is, whichever side that you want facing outward, this will be the outside of my bag. So I'm going to flip it upside down so the right side is on my work surface. And I'm going to take this corner to corner on the diagonal. And just using my finger, I'm going to finger press it down and across. And I'll probably say this several times, but this project is so forgiving. Okay, so that's the first fold that we want to do. Next, what we want to do is roll it up about 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get it started. And at this point, I'm just going to finger press it in both directions. Now, you could take your bone folder, of course, and get a nice crisp edge. Because it's Designer Series paper, I don't want to overplay the paper, so I found finger pressing is just as good. Okay, so I've got that. Kind of looks like one of those sailor hats that we used to make as kids. I'm going to flip it and fold it back. All of this is going to do is just make sure I've got the fold lines where I want them. Okay, so now we're going to open it up, and we're going to open it up so that we have those diagonals that we just made, the fold lines here going up and down. Okay, so this is where this fold line is at. I'm going to take this point and bring it up approximately in the center. And just to make sure that I'm, going up just about halfway, you can take a ruler or some straight edge and kind of bring it up to that point. And again, I'm just going and I'm lining up the seams. And again, just finger press it up and over, bring the other side in. And again, we're going to be lining those up right on the fold line. Okay, so this all happens where we did our creasing. The next step is we're going to fold this up, and this is on the center seam, and we're going to fold it up so that the points meet. Okay, and again, I'm just going to kind of reinforce that. Okay, so now we have that where the points have meet on our purse or clutch. Now what we want to do is we want to make this the mountain fold. Okay, so we're going to make a valley, mountain, valley fold. That'll be the center of it, of our little purse that will hold our cute little cards. So that's the center, so I'm folding it the other direction now. So again, we're kind of seeing how this is coming together. So the point is up, and I just kind of pinch it. And then we want to kind of keep folding it back. So we have that. So now when we open it, we've got our mountain fold in the center. And just pull this flat back. And I kind of go about maybe 2 inches. And again, I'm just going to kind of finger press it up and over. And as you can see, we're not using any tools. We're just doing some folding. It's a great project for that. And then I'll just line up where my previous fold was at so that it's, and then there it is already. And so again, you could put a magnet on there like Chris did, but on our sample, we're going to be punching some holes. So I can just take my standard 1/4 of an inch office punch, and I can punch through all of the layers. And if you wanted to, you could measure the distance equal way, from each of the ends. I just kind of eyeball it. But again, we can punch through all of it. Okay, and then I have some of the ribbon, again, from that suite of products. This is the Real Red 3/4 inch stitched edge ribbon. And I have 16 inches. And then what I do is I just kind of put it through here and tie a knot. Okay, so just don't worry about where the knot's at this point. You can trim it up later. Okay, so I'll do that. Just pull that through. It's nice and thick, so you just need to do that once. And then bring the other side through. And 16 inches may be a little too much. You might want to do 12. But I just always like to do a little more than less. That way, because I know I can always trim it out. So let's see. I want it to be about there. So then on your second one that you thread through, you just want to make sure that you have that. Then we can trim that off. And we do it on both sides so that it's the length that you want. And then you're all set. So again, just kind of bringing this one in. Then you can decorate some crumb cake note cards, and they just tuck in there and, keep it in place. I love that. Thank you, Chris, so much for sharing. Okay, now let me show you how I did my little set of cards that go in there. So again, I used the images from Cookie Cutter Christmas, and I used the crumb cake note cards. So in the pack of the crumb cake note cards, you get 20 note cards and 20 envelopes. And I'm taking the little reindeer image. And how I did it is I started him in the middle and then angled him slightly to the right and the left. And then ink him up again. Kind of go up to the top and do the same thing. Center, right, and left. And I did that on all 4 sets of cards. And then I took the washi tape that's part of that suite. So it's Candy Lane Cane washi tape. And that goes right in the center. Kind of tear that off. And I'm just going to tear this off. Actually, what I did is I actually took my scissors so that I had that nice stripe there. And, and did that on all of the cards so that our little reindeer is the background for all of them. So for the stamping elements, embellishments on the front, again, I used 4 of the images in Cookie Cutter Christmas. And I'm going to stamp on a 2-inch strip of crumb cake. I'm going to stamp the reindeer and the gingerbread man. And then on Whisper White, I'll stamp Santa and the Eskimo. So I've already stamped our gingerbread man, and then come in with our reindeer. And I'm going to be doing tons of these, and so what I'll do is I'll probably stamp all of my reindeer on one sheet, all of my gingerbread on one sheet, etc. Okay, so I've got those 2 on that. And then we want to stamp Santa and the Eskimo on Whisper White. So you see I've already got the Eskimo down. Now we'll get Santa. And I wanted to share with you how I colored these 2 here. So I used the combo pack of the Real Red and Crumb Cake markers. Again, that's in the holiday catalog under that suite. And, you know, I'm just going to take the marker and do a little coloring on here. Let's kind of get all of that. Let's see, I'm going to do his whole belt in Crumb Cake. You could get as detailed or non-detailed as what you'd like. And get some of the Real Red on here. These colors, of course, match and go back to the Designer Series paper, Candy Lane Cane Christmas. Okay, you get the idea. And so we colored that. And the reason why I do it on a 2-inch strip is I'm going to punch these out. And these can go just slide right in through the top of the cookie cutter. Punch. I'm going to line those up. And punch. Then I can take my scissors and trim that off and feed the next image in. And it is a little easier to color Santa and the Eskimo before you punch. Okay, and then I punched out the reindeer and the gingerbread man the same way. And then with a fine tip glue pen, I just added a little glue here and then sprinkled dazzling diamonds on it. And it really just makes Santa and the Eskimo pop. And then I have that layered on a 2.5-inch circle die cut piece of Real Red cardstock, and I ran it through softly falling embossing folder. And then you assemble those all together and you're ready to go. And again, you want to stamp coordinating little elements on the inside, the outside of the card, or the like both sides of the envelope, as well as the inside of the cards. Well, I hope you like this little gift project. And quite honestly, it's such a, I don't want to say an economical little present pack. You have your 12 sheets of Designer Series paper and your pack of note cards, and it's going to equate to having 5 gifts with that combination alone. So a great way of using the same stamp set and basically mass produce it. Well, I hope you again have fun making it. I know that I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see people's reaction when they receive it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.